Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture. In this video lecture, we are going to install the required packages for supercomputing on the Raspberry Pis that we have stacked earlier in a tower. So let us see how we can do that. But before that, we need to know the IP addresses of all the Pis that are there in our network. So it's quite easy. Just type in the IP address of your router. So in my case, it is 192.168.2.1. And if you don't know, then you can just consult the manual of your Wi-Fi router. Every Wi-Fi router is going to have a unique IP address. So just key in the credentials and click login. And here in the active client table, you will find the IP addresses of all the devices connected to your Wi-Fi router. So here we have 4 Pis, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So these are the last digits of the IP address, and the network address 192.168.2 is going to be common for all the 4 Pis. So now we can go ahead and log in using Bitwise SSH client. You can use any SSH client of your choice. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And this is 6. Okay, so these are the 4 nodes that we are connected to, and I have already prepared a list of all the commands that we need to execute in order to set up our cluster. So the very first command is sudo apt get update, and as you know, it is going to update the pointers to the repository where all the software related to Raspbian OS is stored. So I'm just going to execute this command on all the 4 nodes, and it will take only a few minutes to execute this command, and that really depends on the speed of the internet basically. Okay, it seems that the command has been executed on all the 4 nodes. Yes, yeah, on the last node it is still executing. So meanwhile, I can explain you the second command. So here we are going to install MPI for Pi for Python 3 and Python 2. So this is the package for Python 3 and this is the package for Python 2. And then we also have htop command. Htop is a utility that is going to show us the top running processes on the Raspberry Pi or Linux in general. So we are just going to install MPI for Pi for Python 2 and 3 and the htop with this command. Okay, so the command is sudo apt-get install python 3 -mpi for Pi, python -mpi for Pi, space htop space -y. -y means yes to all the prompts. Okay. Now don't worry about the PDF and noting down the commands. The PDF is available in the downloadable section. So in case you miss to note down, you can always go ahead and download the PDF from the downloadable section of this particular video lecture. So I'm just going to copy this entire command. I don't want to waste time in typing in the console, and paste it here and let it run. So let us go ahead and see. So the installation is done. So for the preparation of this video lecture, I had already installed all the required software. That's why the installation finished very quickly. Otherwise, it would have taken at least a few minutes depending on the speed of internet. And whenever you are going to run these commands, don't expect to finish the execution in such a short period. It will just take 5 to 6 minutes based on the speed of the internet to download all the packages and install them. Okay, so remember that the softwares are already installed for the preparation of this video lecture, and when you are going to run these commands on your Raspberry Pis, it is going to take quite a while to download the software and install it. So we have success messages for all the 4 nodes, and it seems that MPI for Pi has been installed. So now for rest of the 3 commands, we just need any one of the hosts to verify. Okay. So the first step to verify if MPI for Pi has been installed, we need to run the MPI run command. So MPI run is the utility that comes with all the implementations of MPI. So it is used for launching other commands or other utilities. So we are going to check the version of MPI run. So let me bring it in the middle. Okay. So here now you can clearly see the command that I am executing. So this is the MPI run output. Okay, we have 3.1.3 version. In case by the time you see this video and the MPI run utility is updated, you will have the latest version number, which will be greater than this. So as I told you, MPI run is a utility that runs other commands. So for example, we have the command hostname. So it shows the host name. Now if I just say MPI run hostname, MPI run hostname. Okay, so I guess I made a mistake in the command hostname. Okay, it is hostanme. So let me correct it, and I'm going to say MPI run host name this time, and it has executed this hostname command. Now you are able to see multiple outputs because it has actually created that many number of processes. You can also control the number of processes it creates for execution of the command. Suppose if I want to have one process only, so I can just say np1. So MPI run space hyphen np space 1 space the command that you want to execute, and this is the output. You can do it with 2 processes and you will have 2 outputs, 3 and finally 4. So if you try to run 5 processes, yeah, it is actually showing us the error. There are not enough slots available in the system to satisfy the 5 slots that were requested by the application. Either request fewer slots for your application or make more slots available for use. So similarly, you can run other commands also. Uname is the command, is a command that can be executed, I guess. Yeah. So it actually shows us uname, and hyphen a, it shows us the details. Okay. So this is how we can use MPI run for launching a utility with multiple processes. So whenever you are going to use this hyphen np and any number after that, it is going to create that many number of processes, and then it is going to launch that particular utility, and you are going to have the output accordingly. This utility is very important, and as I told you, it comes with every implementation of MPI, and we are going to use this utility extensively in the programming section to run the Python and MPI for Pi programs. Now we also need to verify if we are able to import MPI for Pi. So let us begin with Python 3. So I'm going to invoke Python 3 in the interpreter mode, and let's say import MPI for Pi. And the import is successful without any hiccup. This means that MPI for Pi for Python 3 has been installed. Let us check the same for Python 2 also. And here I'm just going to say import MPI for Pi. So this is also successful. So MPI for Pi library has been installed for Python 2 as well as Python 3 interpreter. So you can run all these commands on all the other nodes. Take it as an exercise for this particular video lecture. So anyway, if you haven't encountered any error at the time of installation, it means that the installation is successful. But these are the general steps to see if your environment has been set up properly. So this is all about the installation of all the required utilities and verifying that installation. So as I told you already, you can find this PDF in the downloadable section of this particular video lecture. So I hope that you understood how we can install MPI for Pi and HTOP utility. Now HTOP utility is a utility that shows us the top running processes in the operating system, and it's kind of graphics in the text mode. And here you can see the memory consumption. Okay, 132 megabytes of memory is consumed here, and this is the load on the processors. So only one processor is doing all the stuff because this is not some sort of multi-threaded process. Okay, and you can just try to see what other nodes are doing. HTOP. And to exit, you just need to press Q. Also, we can use the top utility to see the processes. Okay, and this is going to be very useful when we are going to run all the parallel programs written with Python 3 and executed with MPI run utility. So thanks a lot for watching this video lecture. Do let me know if you have any questions, queries, or comments about this video lecture. Thanks a lot again, and I will see you next time.